Navy SEAL. I just came from a ceremony.
You got ID?
Yes. But what am I being detained for?
Hands on the car. Don't argue.
Step away from the vehicle. Now, is there a problem, officer? The man asked calmly. Where did you get that uniform? I'm a Navy SEAL. I just came from a ceremony. ID. I have ID, but what am I being detained for? Hands on the car. Don't argue. Deputy Sheriff Travis Holbrook had served with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department for 9 years when he responded to the call that would destroy his career and ultimately send him to federal prison for 58 years. At 34 years old, Holbrook was experienced enough to know departmental policy and confident enough to believe he was above it. That confidence, reinforced by years without real consequences, proved fatal. On a Friday night in October, Holbrook pulled into a Chevron gas station on Highland Avenue after receiving a dispatch call about a suspicious person. The caller reported a black man wearing what appeared to be a military uniform and claimed it looked fake. Holbrook didn't hesitate. The moment he heard the description, his mind filled in the rest. At the gas pump stood Lieutenant Commander Darius Mitchell, a decorated Navy SEAL with 16 years of service, multiple combat deployments, and medals awarded for extraordinary heroism. His uniform was authentic, immaculate, and unmistakable. Navy service dress blues with perfectly aligned ribbons, a gold seal trident, and the Navy cross displayed prominently on his chest. Holbrook decided immediately that none of it was real. Ignoring Mitchell's credentials, dismissing his military ID, and refusing to verify his identity through any official channel, Holbrook arrested a war hero in full dress uniform. That single decision triggered a Pentagon inquiry, federal civil rights charges, and a trial that exposed nearly a decade of unchecked racial profiling. Holbrook's personnel file told a story San Bernardino County had ignored for years. 14 complaints, 14 incidents over 9 years. Every single one involved people of color. Every single one followed the same pattern. A black family barbecuing at Glen Helen Regional Park. Holbrook demanded permits and threatened citations when they questioned him. A Hispanic teenager skateboarding near Victoria Gardens Mall. Detained for 40 minutes. Backpack search without consent. An Asian businessman photographing architecture downtown. Question about terrorism surveillance. A black college student pulled over in Rancho Cucamonga for driving suspiciously. Vehicles searched, nothing found. Each complaint was documented. The pattern was unmistakable. But the department treated every incident in isolation. Supervisors describe Holbrook as results-oriented, but sometimes overzealous. They suggested more de-escalation training, cultural sensitivity courses, gentle corrections. 3 written reprimands were quietly filed away. For complaints led to retraining sessions Holbrook attended but never absorbed. 7 cases were closed for insufficient evidence despite witnesses. Not one resulted in suspension, demotion, or termination. So Holbrook kept patrolling, kept stopping, kept assuming, until the night he targeted someone who couldn't be ignored. Lieutenant Commander Darius Mitchell was 38 years old that night. He had joined the Navy at 22 to escape the cycle of poverty and violence in San Bernardino, a cycle that had already claimed 3 of his high school friends. He survived basic training, then BUD/S, basic underwater demolition/SEAL training, where nearly 80% of candidates quit. Mitchell didn't. He endured Hell Week, cold water immersions, sleep deprivation, and physical punishment designed to break the strongest men alive. He earned his trident. Then came the deployments. Iraq in 2009, Ramadi, clearing buildings under fire. Afghanistan, Helmand Province, month of ambushes and IEDs. Back to Iraq, Mosul, fighting ISIS in some of the most intense urban combat of the war. Syria, Yemen, Somalia, missions still classified. In 2016, during an operation in northern Iraq, Mitchell's team was ambushed. Heavy machine gun fire. RPGs, chaos. Already wounded by shrapnel, Mitchell ran into the kill zone again and again, pulling wounded teammates to safety. He held a defensive position alone for 12 minutes while the rest evacuated, outnumbered, under fire, ammunition nearly gone. All 8 teammates survived. For that, Mitchell received the Navy Cross, the second highest award for valor in combat. He also earned the Purple Heart and a Bronze Star with Valor. His uniform that night carried the weight of sacrifice most civilians would never understand. Earlier that evening, Mitchell had attended memorial service at Naval Base San Diego for a fallen teammate. Exhausted and emotionally drained, he was driving to surprise his mother, someone he hadn't seen in 8 months because of a classified deployment. At 10:47 p.m., his fuel light came on. He pulled into the Chevron station on Highland Avenue. The station was quiet. Bright fluorescent lights. A few customers. Nothing unusual until Holbrook arrived. Step away from the vehicle. Hands where I can see them. Mitchell complied immediately, calm and deliberate. He explained who he was. He offered his military ID. He asked Holbrook to verify his credentials through Naval Base in Diego or NCIS. Holbrook refused. Looks fake. Anyone can buy medals online. I don't need to call anyone. When Mitchell refused to remove his uniform in public, Holbrook called for backup and escalated the encounter into an arrest for stolen valor, a crime Mitchell clearly hadn't committed. Gas station cameras recorded everything. Bystanders filmed on their phones. Other deputies arrived and expressed concern. One began dialing the naval base until Holbrook physically stopped her. Then he said it out loud. "He's black. You really think he's a Navy SEAL?" Those words sealed his fate. Mitchell was handcuffed, marched across the parking lot, and taken to the sheriff's station. 11 minutes later, a booking sergeant verified his ID in under 2 minutes. Mitchell was exactly who he said he was. Within hours, NCIS, Navy JAG, Naval Special Warfare Command, and the Pentagon were involved. The sheriff arrived in person to release him. Charges were dropped. Apologies were offered. They weren't enough. The investigation that followed uncovered 9 years of ignored warnings and institutional failure. Holbrook was charged federally for deprivation of rights under color of law, false arrest, and civil rights violations. Evidence from Bodycam, security footage, witnesses, and his own words left no room for denial. A jury convicted him on all counts. He was sentenced to 58 years in federal prison. And for the first time, San Bernardino County was forced to confront the cost of ignoring a pattern, until the wrong man, in the wrong uniform, at the wrong gas station, made it impossible to look away.